What's going on, guys? Welcome back to another brand new video. We are back inside of AnimeVanguards, and in this one we're going to be ranking all of the units inside of the brand new update 0.5 on a tier list. So we're going to be going all the way from meta must-haves, which you guys should have to make your team really overpowered, all the way down to trash units which are kind of worthless, not gonna lie. So yeah, it's gonna be pretty insane, and there aren't really a lot of units to add to the tier list right now because the game pretty much just came out, and this isn't even the first update, it's a 0.5. But then again, we do have passives for each unit, which makes it unique and special. So we're going to be going over every single decent unit, and we're going to be skipping on some rares, some epics, but we will have all the legendary, mythic, and secrets. This is going to be based on my opinion and some facts. If you guys think something is wrong, let me know down in the comments so I can improve that and I can maybe make it better next time. But right before we do start, if you haven't already, make sure to leave a like, comment, and subscribe. It helps you on a bunch and helps you to release content for you guys. Also, do join my Discord server from the description below to be part of the #1 squad as we're going for the leaderboards and hoping for these top 10. But yeah, without any further ado, let's go and get started with today's video. Alrighty, so we got the tier list right over here. We got 6 different tiers. Starting off firstly, we got Grimjaw over here. And now he is a decent legendary starter unit, I'm not gonna lie. And most of the legendaries are good, but he's mainly useful for dealing damage to enemies with overshield, so he's just gonna go in the good category. Next up, we got my boy Bean right over here. Now he is a new unit and he is a support unit as well. So he deals 30% bleed damage and he does 25% bleed of his own damage. Now his damage is obviously not as good as like mythicals or secret, but it is quite decent. Plus he does do bleed, which drops like regen, which is pretty good. So for now, he goes in support top tier. Obviously he's gonna get replaced soon, but let's let him have the glory for now. Next up, we got Goku Black or Roku Dark. Now his passive one taps any enemy with less than 20% health, which is pretty crazy, not gonna lie. But obviously it is gonna work for like weaker enemies like the normal mobs that spawn, because he doesn't have like a crazy amount of DPS. So for now, we will place him behind Grimjaw. I don't think he's gonna be that good compared to him, but he might still be decent for starter units. Now next up, we actually have a pretty good unit. We got Giant right over here. Now she is a meta unit must have. She's really good. So she's a 5 placement, 20% crit damage plus 50% crit rate and 15% when attacking bosses. So she's a pretty crazy boss, because I'm not gonna lie. And overall, she's a pretty good unit as a 5 placement. She can be really good with Deadeye because most of her passive do revolve around crit, so she can be pretty overpowered, and that's why she's going in meta unit must have. You guys should have her. You don't have to use her, but she's actually pretty crazy, and that is why she's gonna be a must have unit. I'm not gonna say the passives for every single unit because that's gonna take way too long. Next up, we got Piccolo over here. He is a pretty mid unit, so he goes in the bad pile right away. Then we got Kizaru. Now he is really good because he has such a low SPA, and he actually carried me through everything. He carried me in like the Igris raid, he carried me through story and legend stage. So this might be a bit biased, but he's going at the top of the good stage. Really good legendary starter unit, and definitely recommend you guys getting him if you guys are new or just starting off. Then right after that, we got Sasuke Storm. Now he is a really good support because every single attack inflicts stun on the enemies, and stun is so good as a support. Also, he deals 50% more damage to stun enemies, which is kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie. And his damage goes up 2% attacking the same enemy again and again, so can be a good boss killer as well. Sasuke is either one of the best stun units or the best one in the game, so 100% he's going at the top for the support for now. Then next up, we got Vegeta. Now I'm not gonna lie, he is the best starter unit in the game. Like, he's a multi-hit of placement. He's a 3 placement, quite cheap, and his passive gives him 20% less SP if he's the only one around his range. Plus his damage is pretty good as well, so that's why he's going in the meta unit must have, because he's such a good multi-hit and he's such a good starter unit, and that's why I think he definitely deserves that spot, bro. He is really good. Then we got Inosuke. Obviously he's going in the bad tier. Then we got the rare Rukia. She's not anything special and she's a rare, so first unit to go in the trash box, bro. I'm sorry, man, you just have to go. Anyways, next up we got Haruka Rin. Now she buffs every single unit in a range by 3% up to 18%, which is, yeah, she's kind of insane. So that's why she's going above Sasuke, because 18% damage on every single unit is crazy. Then we got Shinji. Obviously he's going in the bad pile, bro. There we go. We got Sanji. There we go, trash. My boy John, he's going in meta must have. Nah, I'm joking. Shut your He's going in trash as well. Now the man, the myth, the legend, we got Igris, bro. My boy Igris, bro, got nerfed crazy in this update. He's still really good, and he is a meta unit for sure, and he is a must have. They got nerfed like crazy. So his passive firstly makes him immune to stun. which is anyways crazy. He deals 25% more damage to bosses, really good. And his last passive is Sun Jinwoo, gives him a 10% range and damage buff, so that just makes him really good. So above Chaeyoung for sure. But obviously his nerf was crazy, like he lost 7,000 damage. He did 21k for me before, and now he does like 14.6k, which is really disappointing. So yeah, that is a wicked nerf. Like that's a really bad nerf. But anyways, he is really good, so he obviously deserves his spot in meta unit must have. Then Naruto, you just go straight to the trash, my guy. And now we got the star of this update, or the reason for everyone's pain, aka my boy Rengoku, bro. My boy Donut Warrior, bro. He got turned into a donut. Anyways, he is a meta unit must have. He's a 1% chance from the raid, because obviously they had to make him 1%. And Egress was 0.75, so I did get Egress in 10 tries, and I did 50 and more for Rengoku, and I still didn't get him because that's just my luck. Anyways, Rengoku is crazy. He firstly has a high DPS, and indeed his burn equal to 30% of his damage, which is crazy. And his damage goes up to 5% for consecutive attacks to the same enemy, stacking to 20%. So that's a 20% damage buff in total for attacking the same enemy. And his last passive increases the burn damage equal to 60% of his damage, which is insane. And he attacks enemies with Purgatory Flame. So he's kind of insane, I'm not gonna lie, and that is why I do feel like he's really good. But in my opinion, I prefer Egress more, because Egress is a full AoE mixed with Sun Jinwoo. He's pretty overpowered. So that is why we'll place Rengoku behind Egress for now. Obviously, this is my opinion because it's definitely not biased. Definitely because I don't have Rengoku, because yeah, I just don't like Rengoku at all. Anyways, he goes behind Egress for now, and W's. Then we got Vegeta, obviously a rare unit, goes right behind Naruto. Next up we got Itachi, the legendary. Now he is pretty decent, but obviously compared to Kizaru and Goku and some other legendary units coming up, he's not as good. So yeah, he's going all the way down there. Then we got Taka Rodot, aka the nerd guy, bro, the nerd emoji IRL, bro. This guy is a new farm unit. He's really good, and he isn't better than Speedka in my opinion, but since he's one of the only 2 farm units, he goes above Haruka Rin for now. Because personally, I need him for the Egress boss rush. He's really useful. He's also a 1 placement, and he's just like Oshi from AnimeVanguards. Plus, you can't sell him, so once you place him down, you stuck with him forever. Like, nobody wants you, man. Next up, we got my boy Pain or Agony. Now, he is a really good support unit. What he does is, he pushes enemies backwards, and he can be really helpful in suppose Paragons and maybe the Egress boss rush as well. And that's why he's going right behind Haruka Rin. I do believe Haruka is well, because the 18% damage buff is kind of insane. But Agony is a really good support as well, and definitely recommend you guys having him at least. Then next up, obviously we got Alucard, bro. He's just Alucard. He's him, bro. He goes at the top, and I did just get him. I'm not going to leak too much because that's for a future video, but yeah, it was insane. So Alucard is a really good unit. Firstly, considering that Egress got nerfed, that just makes him way better compared to Egress right now. And pretty much he inflicts bleed 25% of his DPS. As I said before, his DPS is really good as well, so that bleed is going to be pretty good. Also, the enemies being bleeded in his range will get wounded. So the enemies that get wounded would take 20% more damage. So ultimately, he's a really good unit, and definitely a must-have, because obviously you will need him for the Egress boss rush, because traits are disabled, and he is gonna carry you guys. So 100% get him, bro. He's crazy. Then after that, we got Alligator or Crocodile. Now he's one of the best, if not the best slow in the game. And he is a really good support, and I think a must have in Paragon Nightmare if you're going to a high level, like 25 or more. And he can be really useful in other game modes as well. I'm gonna place him right between Pain and Sasuke. Now I do believe Pain is better because of the knockback, but Alligator is still really good. And definitely recommend you guys having him, because he can be useful in many situations. Then next we got Kakashi. Now he is a stun unit as well, just like Sasuke. But he's way worse, like he's really bad compared to Sasuke. So that's why let's place him at the back for now, because he's kinda useless when you have Sasuke. Then next up we got my boy Akaza, bro. Akaza is crazy. He's a new mythic unit in the banner right now in update 0.5. And he's just insane. Now Akaza's passive reduces time of status ailments by 33%. and his damage gets buffed 11% up to 33% with each attack received. Now he is pretty good as well, and in the new Act 4 raid he does get buffed because all the units from update 0.5 gets buffed in that raid. So that's why I'm gonna put him at the top for meta for now. I do not think he's a must-have. Like, you guys do not need him, like you have to get him, but he's still really good, and I do recommend you guys having it. Next up we got Killua, same as Kakashi. He's outdated compared to Sasuke, and he's overall just trash. So there you go behind Kakashi, my guy. Next up we got Obito. Now Obito is a really good unit because firstly these burn equal to 30% of his damage, and that burn stacks with Rengoku and other burn units. So that's gonna make him insane. He's gonna be really good, and he gets minus 3% SP every single wave up to minus 12%, which is still really good, and he is a pretty good mythic unit. So that's why I'm gonna place him at meta for now, right behind Akaza, because I do think Akaza is better. Then next we got Gonra over here. He is a pretty good legendary starting unit as well, and I think he is better than Grimjaw, so that's why we place him right behind Kizaru, because my god Kizaru has to be at the top. Next up we got Naruto. Now I'm not gonna lie, Naruto is one of the worst mythics in the game, if not the worst. Like, nobody uses him and he's pretty much trash, so that's why we place him at the back of meta, because obviously he is a mythic unit. He is gonna be better than any legendary, but he's the worst mythic unit out of all the mythics. Then we got Blossom. Now Blossom is Sakura. As you all know, nobody likes Sakura, like literally nobody likes Sakura, but right now I don't know if this was a troll, the devs made her the most important person in the new raids, because you need her ability chakra healing to cancel the snare that the boss does, which is pretty much just like a stun for your units, and they don't really wake up from their sleep until you pop their ability, and you have to pop that again and again. And that's why for this tier list she's gonna be at the top for support, because you have to have her. Without her you can't do the raids at all. Now next up we got Sun Jinwoo. Now he is a really good mythic unit, and he also did get nerfed like Egress. So firstly let's place him behind Rengoku, because obviously he does deserve it. His first passive buffs him by 0.1% damage every takedown up to 40%, which is really good in infinite. Then by upgrade 8 he gains the ability Arise. Now that Arise ability spawns people from the dead. I think it's like 15 normal NPCs and 5 mega boss NPCs, which are pretty strong. And that ability, whenever those NPCs reach Egress's range, it buffs the range and damage by 10%, so they both need each other, and Egress with Sun Jinwoo's ability can be really good. Then next up we got Sasuke, the rare one. He does burn damage, and overall he's pretty trash as well, so we place him at the top for the trash list. And now we have my boy Tengen. Now right now Tengen is better than Egress. So in the Act 4 raid he does 25k damage. All the update 0.5 units deal more damage in the raid, but at the moment he is obviously better than Egress because his damage is like 10k more, which is really good. So we place him above Egress for now, and obviously he looks really cool as well, so that's a +1 as well. And he has a 60% chance to dodge attacks, so that's a pretty decent odds to dodge attacks from bosses, and pretty low chance to get stunned. So overall he is a really good unit. Then we got Sprint Wagon, aka the #1 farm unit, so he goes right above the nerd emoji man. And then next up we got Garo and Genos. They are epic, so we just place them at the bad list. And so this is the final tier list. We got Alucard at the top, Vegeta at the bottom, and this is my opinion. Obviously you guys can leave your opinions in the comments below if you agree, disagree. But yeah, that'll be for this video. I hope you guys enjoyed. In this one we rated all of the units in AnimeVanguards, and we went from the must-haves all the way down to the trash units. Hope you all enjoyed this video. If you did, leave a like, comment and subscribe. It helps me out a bunch and helps me to release content for you guys. And yeah, thanks for watching, and I'll see you all in the next one. Peace.